Imagine living in a beautiful mansion surrounded by vast, serene woods. But what if that seemingly idyllic home held terrifying secrets? Secrets of death, despair, and horror. This is the story of Herbert Baumeister, a man who seemed perfect on the outside but hid a chilling secret within. His mansion, Fox Hollow Farm, became the final resting place for many innocent victims. And even today, his story sends shivers down the spine of anyone who hears it. Stay with us as we uncover one of America's most chilling tales, the story of the I-70 Strangler. Herbert Baumeister was a respected businessman and a family man. He owned a successful chain of thrift stores and lived with his wife and children in a luxurious mansion in Indiana. But beneath this polished exterior lay a dark side, a side no one suspected. In the early 1990s, a disturbing pattern emerged in Indiana. Young men from the LGBTQ+ community were disappearing without a trace. Police had no leads, and fear gripped the community. Little did anyone know that the answer to this terrifying mystery lay hidden within the walls of Fox Hollow Farm. Herbert had a sinister way of luring his victims. He would frequent gay bars, earning the trust of young men. Charming and persuasive, he invited them to his mansion with promises of fun and adventure. But once inside, the victims never left. Herbert's twisted fantasies turned deadly as he strangled his victims, disposing of their remains on his property. Tony Harris, a potential victim, narrowly escaped Herbert's clutches. Tony met Herbert, who introduced himself as Brian Smart, at a bar. Brian invited Tony to his mansion for a drink. Once there, Tony noticed something strange. Mannequins were arranged around the pool as if watching. Herbert tried to strangle Tony during an intimate moment, but Tony outsmarted him and escaped, becoming a vital witness in the case. Tony's testimony led the police to Herbert Baumeister, but they didn't have enough evidence to search his property. Years passed, and the mystery deepened. Finally, in 1996, Herbert's wife, Julie, allowed the police to search their mansion after filing for divorce. What they found was horrifying. Skeletal remains scattered across the property. The remains of at least 11 young men were identified, all victims of Herbert Baumeister. As the investigation progressed, police began linking Herbert to another series of murders. 4 years, bodies of young men had been found along Interstate 70. The murders stopped when Herbert moved to Fox Hollow Farm. Could Herbert Baumeister also be the infamous I-70 Strangler? When police closed in, Herbert fled to Canada. Days later, his body was found in a park, along with a suicide note. In the note, Herbert blamed financial and personal stress for his actions but never confessed to the murders. Even today, many questions remain unanswered. Were there more victims? Was Herbert the I-70 Strangler, or is the real killer still out there? The story of Herbert Baumeister is a reminder of how darkness can hide behind a seemingly perfect life. What are your thoughts on this case? Could Herbert's crimes be even more widespread than we know? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want more chilling stories like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.